Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to conduct literature review using ChatGPT. There's a new function under ChatGPT which is called project. Imagine that you upload all your article into the project and then allow the system to conduct literature review on your behalf as you supervise and ask more questions. We're going to use two main software to do this. We're going to use Gamma AI. So the Gamma AI will help us to create a PowerPoint about literature review, the steps, as you can see here. And then what we're going to do is that we're going to use that PowerPoint and then upload that information into ChatGPT for it to help us to build a project. That project will also automate the literature review process, providing all the information that you need from the beginning to the end. The time that the system can identify significant information from the articles, develop topics, and at the end help you to synthesize the meanings that have been extracted from the articles. Let's go through this process. So as you can see here, first you have to draft the steps that you want the system to follow, right? So for example, for literature review, these are the 6 steps, right? So the step 1 is to review each article. So you want the system to review each of the articles and also generate topics and extract relevant information from the articles, generate meanings, and also group the meanings under the topics, right? And then synthesize the literature. These steps will really help you to start, writing your literature, right? And I think that the project function under ChatGPT will be able to help you to do that. So let's get started. So what I will do is that first I will copy this information and I will go to Gamma AI. You can use it for free, but if you want to use it more, then you have to pay for it. So when you go to Gamma AI, this is what you see. So what we're going to do is that we're going to click on Create New and click on Paste in Test, right? So you paste the test here. And then we're going to paste the text that I copied from the Word document. And then what I will do is that I want it to create a PowerPoint for me, right? So I'll go and click on continue. And then the system will be able to start processing the information. So here I will just choose, I want just a brief information on the PowerPoint, and then I leave this as general. In this case, I just leave this information. I choose brief. If you have paid for it, it allows you to use it up to 15 and you can upgrade to get more slides. But if you are using it for free, then it will allow you to only create 8 slides. So now I want only 10 slides, right? And you click on continue and then you choose how you want the PowerPoint to look like in terms of the colors that you want to use. I want this one, so I click on that. And I scroll up and I click on generate. So when I click on generate, this is what I'm going to see. It's generating a PowerPoint for us. This is the first step, and the second step, third step, fourth, fifth, and the sixth one, right? So we'll wait for the system to finish developing everything. This is a nice presentation with pictures and also some information under each of the steps. So when it's finished generating, what you have to do, you can go to share, right? And you click on export, and then you can either export in PDF or PowerPoint. If you want to change anything in the content, you can click on a PowerPoint so that you can make changes. If you don't want to change anything, then download it as PDF. After that, you save it on your computer. So let me save it here. So I download and save it on my desktop and then click on save. Right. After that, we go to ChatGPT, right? So what we have to do is that you go to project and then you click on the plus sign. This is what you're going to see. You have to indicate the name of the project. So what name do you want to give to the project? So the name could be anything like literature review or literature review project. So I would say lit review project, right? You can give it any name that you want, right? And after that, you click on create. This is what you're going to see when you click on save. Now you have your project. So the next step that you have to think about is you have to give instruction to the project. So the instruction will help the AI tool or the project to do what you want it to do for you. So to make things easy, this is what you're going to do. You can click on this one to type the instruction, what you want the system to do for you in terms of reviewing the articles that you have and generate topics and also meanings and synthesize. You can provide that information by typing. But to make things easier for you, you can allow the system to generate instructions on your behalf. How do you do that? First, you have to attach the PDF that we have downloaded, we have created from Gamma. So let's look for the PDF. So this is the PDF that we did about literature review so that the system will know the steps. So what we can say is that, can you use the information attached to generate custom instructions for this project? Right. So, and then you press on enter and the system will review and provide the custom instructions based on attached PowerPoint. You can go through and see whether everything is right. They're giving an overview about the instructions that the system has to follow. And these are the steps that the system will be following: extracting relevant information. That's step 3. And step 4, generating meanings, or everything that is in relation to the information that was attached. Everything has been provided here. It also provides additional information that will help the system to provide very good information. So things that the system should avoid when it's helping with the literature review. You don't have to copy everything that is here. So what you have to do, the next one, is to copy the custom instructions starting from overview. And then you can end here. Avoid common pitfalls. That's where you can end and copy that. And what we have to do is that you go back to the project, right? Click on this one to get back to the project, and then you can click on add instructions and then paste that information and click on save. After that, the next step that you have to do is to add the files. These files will be the articles that you have identified. So these are my articles. They are related to ChatGPT, mostly talking about researchers and scholars' perception about using ChatGPT. So I'm going to upload all these articles in here into the project. And the good thing is that you can upload any article that you think is useful. You can always come back here and upload it by clicking on add files. So I click on add files. I look for the file that I want. So I can just drag and drop the information, the articles here that I need. I drag in all of them. So I've brought all my article that I need here, and then you can just close it, right? Click on close, and then you can see all the articles. You can see here that I have 10 articles. As I said, you can add more if you want to. After that, what you have to do is to start asking the system some questions, right? So the question that I will want to ask, let me go here. I'm doing research to explore scholars' perception about the use of ChatGPT. Review literature attached in the project files following the 6 steps of literature review. So this is a prompt that you could use to get information. So technically what you are saying that first you have to give the system a little bit of background information about what you are studying, right? Then you can give a command, what specific thing that you want the system to do for you. You want a system to follow the 6 steps of literature review, and then looking at the article that has been uploaded under project files. So you click enter, and the system will go through all the articles. Within few seconds, you'll be able to get all the information that you need. So you see how it's following the step. The first one is reviewing the literature. So they're giving you all the key points. This is amazing. This will make your work so easy. when you are reviewing literature. So it has given you all the key points. Going to the next step, which is generate topics, right? So it's telling you what to be creating. I will create a topic list that categorizes recurring themes and concept to organize the literature review effectively. Would you like to proceed with that? Or is there a specific aspect you would like to explore further? I would just say, please proceed. So now it's doing the generating topics based on the information in the literature and also giving it the sources. This is amazing. Now, even from here, you can review all this information and then start writing your literature, because I've already given you some information under each of the topics, right? And giving you sources where the system got all the information. So yes, so it's also telling you what it wants to do concerning the next step. So I can say, please go ahead. So one thing I like about this process is always telling you what it wants to do. And if you disagree, you can ask it to change what you want it to change, right? So you having the chance to review what it wants to do before it does their job is very impressive. So it's analyzing and then to extract relevant information from the article, right? So in terms of extracting relevant information, this is where you as a researcher, you have to make sure that all the information are directly from the article, right? So you have to make sure that you have to review those articles and see whether this information that are being extracted are truly from the article, right? So you have to also do your work as a researcher before you use all this information. So you can see that you can download the table if you want to download. It has created a summary table for you. It has the key findings, methodology, and also the framework that it used. So now you can ask the system to do, this one is step 3, right? So you can see, can you continue with steps 4 to 6? So now the system is generating meanings based on the topics that it has generated. And it's organizing the meanings by topics. And the last one is summarizing. So you see how the information here is not a lot. You can always prompt the system to give detailed information. One example is that if I want a system to give detailed information about the meanings, right? So I can say, can you provide detailed information about step 5? Right, and the system will be able to give you detailed information. So now you see how it provided you more information and also indicated the source, right? So it's all about, if you are not satisfied with what the system provided to you, you can always ask more questions or provide a clear prompt and you'll be able to get what you want. So this will be very helpful as you are writing your literature. You know, the system has been able to go through all the steps that you provided. If you want more information, you can ask for more clarification. If you want to add more articles, you can always go back to the project by clicking on the project name, and then you can click here and add more articles. If you don't see it here, you can always go to project, and then all the projects that you have created will be under here, right? All the conversation that I have the system will be here, right? And also you have an option to delete or put it in the archives or move the project to somewhere, right? So let's say if you want to see the conversation you already had with the system, you can click on that conversation, and then all the things that you have discussed or all the interaction that you have with the system will be shown here. You can also continue with the conversation, right? You can even say that, can you provide a reference list in APA format. You can indicate the format that you want. I want it in APA format, and then I press on enter, and the system will provide a reference list for me. Always check whether the references are correct, right? So you always have to check. It may provide you wrong information, so you check and make sure everything is right. You can use the same skill that I've provided to you to also analyze your qualitative data. So this means that you can upload all the transcripts under the project file and also give instructions about the steps. Let's say you are using thematic analysis. You can give the system the 6 steps of thematic analysis, and the system will be able to do that for you. If the information that the system is providing to you is not a lot, what do you have to do? You ask more questions. You give clear prompts so that you can get what you want. So this is what I have for you. If you have any question, let me know. I'll be happy to address them for you. And if you want one-on-one consultation, I provide one-on-one consultation about your methodology. If you are collecting data and you want an idea about how to collect and how to analyze your data, how to present your findings, I'll be happy to help you. Just contact me, and then I'll be providing all the service to you. Also, if you want to learn more about how to conduct qualitative analysis, this book will be very helpful for you. Step-by-step guide to qualitative data coding will be helpful. If you are working on your dissertation and you need a book that will help you, give you step-by-step how to write all the chapters, this book will be very helpful for you. If you are doing a phenomenological study and you need a foundational knowledge about how to use the concept related to phenomenology and you apply in a way that is meaningful, this book will be very helpful for you. This is my contact information. You can email me. I'll be happy to respond to your email. And then you can also follow me on LinkedIn. I provide a very good information there for you to learn more about research. So thank you so much for your time.